Are you ready for January 2026, the new Gregorian year of 2026? Are you ready to really surrender to what is in alignment for your highest good, your highest destiny line, your highest legacy? This is Capricorn energy, baby. This is Capricorn season. We are here, Capricorn season 2026 in January. Welcome, everybody. My name is Meg Moonbeam. Welcome back to my channel. And I am very excited to get into the astrology of the month of January 2026 for the collective and all 12 signs. We're going to be getting into all of that in today's video. This is not a normal month. Okay, if you haven't noticed yet, if you happen to not have been aware, these are not normal astrological times. And we are starting off this new Gregorian year with a bang. We have huge transits happening this month, leading up to February with eclipse season, Saturn Neptune conjunction, Mercury retrograde in Pisces starting. There's a lot going on. We'll get to February. Okay, but one step at a time. Here we are in January. I am so happy and honored to be your astrologer here today to get into it with all of you. And I'm very sorry, you guys, that I wasn't able to put out my January astrology video before this date. This video is going to be going out to the ethers, to the world on January 5th. I lost my voice. I was not feeling well during the holiday season. But I'm back, y'all. I'm back and I'm ready to talk the astrology, and I'm coming back with a bang. I've got a lot of really exciting new things happening over on my channels here on YouTube and Rumble, and also my website, megmoonbeam.com. So please remember, you guys, before we get into it, to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Consider leaving a comment below to help with the channel's growth. That is greatly appreciated. And if you'd like to have a personal astrology reading with me or give the gift of astrology, I have my readings and reading gift certificates available at my website, megmoonbeam.com. Link is in the description box below. I also have my 2026 astrology predictions webinar still available on my website, over 12 hours long of forecasting and predictions for the whole collective and each of the 12 signs. It is very cost affordable. Something great for yourself, or if you'd like to gift to a loved one as well. And also on my website, you guys, I now have memberships available. Something that I have been getting asked about for a very, very long time. And I'm very happy to announce that we have 2 memberships available over at megmoonbeam.com, premium members and Astrology Club members. Yay! So with the premium membership, this is where you get my full tilt, uncensored content. Okay? YouTube and Rumble and all this stuff is not fully uncensored. And I want to go all the way. I want to go uncensored. That's going to be happening over at my website moving forward. Okay? So premium members will get my uncensored, fully uncensored live horoscopes that go out Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays throughout the week, where I'm with you every other day to navigate the astrology horoscopes. Also included in the premium membership, which is only $9.89 a month, you also get once every 6 weeks Wheel of the Year ceremonies hosted by myself and friends. So our natural holidays such as Yule, Imbolc, Ostara, Samhain, all these things, we're going to be doing natural ceremonies, celebrations in like-minded community. You'll also get monthly tarot scopes from Sunny from Pluto, behind the scenes content, access to the community chat. It's going to be a ball. I am so excited. And also, Astrology Club is here for $35 a month. You get all the premium member perks that I just mentioned, plus once a month, a private class where I will be every month sharing different astrological subjects in depth. I'm going to be doing teaching. So if you're looking for an astrology teacher, I'm happy to be available as your regular astrology teacher once a month, I'll answer any questions you have. We'll be doing astrology practice, and we will also have a topic for each class. Our first class is going to be Sunday, January 25th, and that's going to be on house rulers. Then we're going to get into, in February, pre and postnatal eclipses, and in March, derivative houses. So if you guys haven't noticed yet, there's so much in astrology that even I've put courses out, and I love to do my courses. But if you want to become a really good professional astrologer or utilize astrology for your personal life, you got to practice. So this astrology club, I've been getting asked a lot from clients and viewers, when are you going to teach astrology on a regular basis? Are you going to have your membership? So that is what Astrology Club is. You also have a part of the Astrology Club access to my priority booking schedule, 10% off anything that I put out there, reading-wise, webinar-wise, course-wise, and access to the Astrology Club Telegram group where we can nerd out with astrology in like-minded community all the time. So I'm so excited about that. You guys can go check that out over at megmoonbeam.com. And whether you support me through membership, my webinars, readings, donations, whatever, I just want to give a really big heartfelt thank you to everyone. I am truly honored from the bottom of my heart to be able to share the gift of astrology, the mystical arts, my creativity with all of you on a regular basis. Just a lot of love coming from me out to all of you. And I'm wishing us, even though it's a Gregorian fake year, okay, calendar system, I'm wishing everybody a most magical, joyful, effortless, most in-aligned Gregorian year of 2026 possible. And so it is. This is going to be kick-ass breakthrough year. So I am so, so excited. And there's going to be lots of really cool new interviews, conscious conversations, offerings I'm going to be doing. I'm not giving everything all away all at once. So stay tuned, you guys. But in today's video, we're going to hone in on January astrology. And I'm going to mute myself if I need to cough or anything. I'm still coming back to 100% after going through a cleanse. I'm going to call it going through a cleanse. I believe that when we do get sick, there's things that come up to the surface and we are going through a cleanse. And it's crazy. In the comments, oh my God, when I said during the holiday time that I wasn't feeling well, so many of you saying that you weren't feeling well either. So lots of love out to all of you. Hope everybody has a very speedy recovery with whatever you are cleansing through. So themes throughout the month of January. Big month. Okay, we are in Capricorn season. We're going to talk about that for most of the month until the 20th. Then we enter Aquarius season with Pluto in Aquarius. Our second time we've had a full-on Aquarius season with Pluto in Aquarius. We will have lots of planetary conjunctions at the start of the month in the sign of Capricorn, and some intense conjunctions by the end of the month. We're talking conjunctions with Pluto, as Pluto's in Aquarius and we enter Aquarius season. Mars conjunct Pluto, Venus conjunct Pluto, Sun conjunct Pluto. Oh my God, actually Sun conjunct Pluto. And squares to Chiron and Neptune entering Aries. We are, by the end of January, we will no longer be in Neptune in Pisces transit. Can I get a heck yeah? I am so excited for that. So, okay, let me bring up some slides and let's just kind of go over some of the main transits and I'll talk through them. We'll talk about the collective astrology and then we'll get into each of the 12 sign astrology as well. And I am putting this out there on January 5th. We did, of course, just have a beautiful full moon in Cancer on the 3rd, but I'm not going to be going over that in the video because we are moving brightly forward. Okay. So starting off January 6th, we will have Venus Cazimi, Sun conjunct Venus in Capricorn. We're going to have a lot of Capricorn conjunctions this month. Sun conjunct Venus on January 6th. Venus conjunct Mars in Capricorn on January 8th. Mars conjunct the Sun, a Mars Cazimi, on January 9th. Cazimi, 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 conjunction, conjunction, conjunction. And conjunctions in astrology, you guys, are the strongest astrological aspects. Why is this? This is because we have two planets merging. We have two planets, or two heavenly bodies rather, from our Earth's perspective that are in the exact same place. And there is a merger between the energies. It is a very strong energetic signature. Now, a lot of the things that we have going on for most of the month are Capricorn transits. If we look at the chart, actually, I'll bring up the chart here's a chart for January 6th, 2026 on Tuesday, day of Venus Cazimi, Sun conjunct Venus. We have a stellium of planets in Capricorn, which I'm relieved about, thank God. Okay, we are getting out slowly but surely. We are getting out of this Pisces fog, and we've got the Capricorn, Granddaddy Saturn energies coming in of realism, practicality, getting shit done. What do we need to get done? What have we been putting off? Okay, what in a common sense way or factual way makes sense that we actually need to be putting our attention to? Where are we putting our time? Capricorn rules time. Capricorn rules reality check. So we've got Sun in Capricorn season from the start of the month all the way until the 20th. We've also got Mercury in Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn, Mars in Capricorn at the beginning, going all the way until mid-month. So this month of January, with all this Capricorn stellium, and in an opposition to Jupiter in Cancer, look at that, Jupiter is opposing all of these Capricorn placements. It's making it bigger, right? Jupiter makes things bigger. Jupiter is all about expansion. So we can really be feeling like this month of January, we're collectively being pushed to up level. Okay. Capricorn is all about the up level. It's all about hard work. It's all about nothing comes for free and needing to pay attention to the reality checks. And if you don't, okay, what do we learn from Capricorn and its planetary ruler, Granddaddy Saturn? If you don't pay attention to your body, the physical, the practical, the mundane, then things can fall apart. Okay, shit happens. There's karma from that. We are in physical bodies right now. This is a message that I have been feeling, I feel like for months on end now, very, very strong, that I've been saying a lot. You are in a physical body. You are in a physical realm. Yes, you are a soul. Yes, you have an energy field, but you have decided right now to incarnate. And what are you doing with your life? I feel like Capricorn, Granddaddy Saturn channeling through me right now. What are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your time? Is it useful? Does it actually make sense? Does it serve you? Does it feel good? Is it of use to the collective? So, with this Capricorn season, and also the dispositor of all these planets in Capricorn, of course, is Granddaddy Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn. At the end of Pisces, look at that. We've got the North Node in Pisces too, funny, in a Capricorn degree at the start of the month. There is a big theme of dissolving and letting go and cleansing what no longer serves with Saturn, the dispositor, at the end of Pisces, conjunct Neptune, the ruler of Pisces. So, yes, there will be things this Capricorn season that we are being tested on that we need to let go if you haven't already, and maybe you already have. And brownie points to you if you have, but probably a lot of us haven't. And there's some steps we have to take to dissolve Pisces, Saturn and Neptune conjunct in Pisces, right? What are we dissolving? We are dissolving illusions. We are dissolving things that are not real. We are dissolving things that are the opposite of Capricorn. Okay. So be grateful for the things that are clearly working in your life. And with the North Node in Pisces and Saturn and Neptune at the end of Pisces and Jupiter in Cancer, we still got quite a bit of water going on. There is a magical energy afoot. There is divine intervention. But the universe is only going to give you so many smoke signals before, if you're not getting something, then Granddaddy Saturn is going to come with his hammer, and there's maybe going to be a hard lesson that comes. Okay. So this is a Capricorn season with Saturn and Neptune conjunct in Pisces, dispositing of pay attention. Let go of what needs to be let go of. Put in the hard work, put in your time and energy in places that do make sense practically, along with what you spiritually want. Okay. And sometimes we don't have the full picture. Sometimes we may think something is in alignment and we have this huge dream, but actually there's something even better coming down the road. And I feel like that's a theme for a lot of us going into 2026. And a lot of us are going to see that play out big time. Opportunities that we didn't even think of, that we weren't even aware of, with all these innovations happening, especially as we go into Aquarius season. If you thought there was a Capricorn stellium, wait until Aquarius season by the end of January. Look, 5 planetary stellium in Aquarius. So we are really going through a very big energy shift this month of where we direct our energy, where we direct our time, practical side of life, paying attention to the reality checks. And there's karmic repercussions either way. And then by the time we get closer to the end of the month, with all this Aquarius coming in, we need to be open to the new opportunities, to the new innovations, to the new ideas. This is, I feel like, the beginning of the month, and while we're in Capricorn season, really until the 20th, is about this is a very good time for grounding into your disciplines of what nourishes you personally and professionally, and really getting yourself rooted and ready. Okay, particularly for like end of January, going into February, going into March. This eclipse season, Saturn Neptune conjunction, is going to be wild. So this Capricorn season, it's a really good time to get your stuff together, get organized, get grounded, maybe do a nervous system check. How are you feeling? Because this is big stuff going on. And I love that we've got these Kazimis and we've got these conjunctions in Capricorn really activating us into those energies. We're also going to be having, particularly at the beginning of the month, mid-month, multiple squares to Chiron. Holy smokes. January 11th, Venus square Chiron. January 12th, Sun square Chiron. January 13th, Mars square Chiron. January 16th, Mercury square Chiron. We've already been going through Jupiter square Chiron. Jupiter is still square Chiron, and that has been a doozy. So these squares to Chiron, the wounded healer, right? Yes, there can be triggers coming up. Yes, we are being tested, and it's probably going to feel uncomfortable, right? Particularly wherever you have the sign of Capricorn in your chart, wherever you have Chiron transiting, which Chiron at the moment is around 22 degrees of Aries. Sorry, you guys, my phone is going off. Let me turn that off. Check where you have Capricorn or around 22 degrees of Aries in your personal charts, because these are areas you're going through a test. And it's interesting. I'm hearing Spirit say, we're going through an ultimate test. Are you ready for the ultimate test? Okay, that sounds a little bit dramatic, but this year is going to bring some sort of, I'm hearing Spirit say, ultimate test. spiritually. So January, get yourself together, get yourself rooted, get yourself organized. Anything that is an energy leak, it's time to step into your Capricorn and let that shit go. Capricorn doesn't do energy leaks, right? Capricorn can be, which is it can be brutal. It can be a brutal sign because it does rule emotionlessness. It rules success and the highest levels of success. So, what is keeping you from being your highest version? Is it a relationship? Is it a belief? Is it a living situation? What is it? And what are the practical steps, Capricorn, that need to be taken to shift that, to be in your highest destiny line, to be in your highest legacy? That's what Capricorn's all about. So but there can be triggers coming up with these squares to Chiron. It can feel weird, particularly around the Mars square Chiron. People were collectively pissed off with all these squares to Chiron. And Mars is the dispositor of Chiron in Aries. So the dispositor and square to Chiron, that's going to feel on January 13th and the days surrounding that uh, frustrating. Frustrating. So important around that Mars square Chiron time around January 13th to not take things personally from others. If you are feeling frustrated or agitated or easily angry yourself, give yourself grace. And a lot of our frustrations right now are valid, especially if you just look at the collective situation of the system we're in, what we've been living in, the lies we've been told, the poisoning that's been going on, right? It's makes you angry, makes you frustrated. And I love that we're going into this Aquarius season, the next sun sign season. We're going to see huge uprisings, revolution. This is going to be part of the very big collective events. Anger and frustration being directed towards real change from the people and no longer giving our energy away to leaders, Capricorn, Aries, rule leaders, that keep disappointing. I think that's part of the Mars square Chiron too, because Mars can deal with leaders, Chiron and Aries can deal with leaders. Capricorn season can deal with government and leaders. There's triggers around what's going on with the governments, what's going on with the politicians, and maybe the ways that we've idealized them. Neptune and Pisces conjunct Saturn, the dispositor of Capricorn season. Those idealizations are going through a dissolving and an ending. And it really is a month also of taking your power back. Like for me personally, part of the blessing of not feeling well this holiday season and taking a social media break, I really realized that I was having an energy leak of really overly paying attention to like every single news story going on. And for me personally, everybody's different, but just giving the example, for me personally, it doesn't feel in alignment for me anymore. I love mundane astrology. I always will be looking at the astrology of countries and big figures, and I love mundane astrology, and I'm always going to be doing that. But the need to keep up with every single situation and have an opinion on every single situation and put my message out about every single situation, it's an energy leak. Some of you may resonate with that. Some of you guys may not resonate with that. But also we create the change for ourselves and we don't need to wait for anybody anymore to make the change for us. So continued world events going on geopolitically, government wise, with leaders, that it's frustrating us with these Chiron and Aries squares. And we're starting to see collectively that, oh, actually, we need to take responsibility. We don't need to wait for saviors, right? January 17th, Venus enters Aquarius. So that'll be first planet entering Aquarius, other than Pluto is already in Aquarius. And then it is going to use the expression tumbleweed. I don't think that's a very good expression, but it is a unfolding of many planets entering Aquarius. Sun enters Aquarius on the 19th. Mercury enters Aquarius on the 20th. Mars enters Aquarius on the 23rd. We have before we get into the Aquarius piece, we have a beautiful new moon in Capricorn on January 18th. One of the best new moons, of the year. And I've looked through all of the transits, all of the lunations for 2026. And to be honest with you guys, there's not very many really great new moons to set your intentions. You may hear other astrologers out there going, every single new moon, set your intentions. This is a good one. I look at things, I like to look at things very precisely with the whole picture, all the aspects together. And I can tell you guys, this new moon in Capricorn on January 18th, there's a lot of supporting aspects and things going on. This is a great new moon to set your intentions or start something new. And what's so great as well, even though the moon is at detriment in the sign of Capricorn, okay, so the moon doesn't typically like to be in the sign of Capricorn. We've got really nice stuff going on. And it really is one of the most positive and magical lunations of this whole Gregorian year of 2026. Incredible opportunities for new beginnings and setting long-term goals. Capricorn rules long-term goals. Capricorn governs work, career, commitment, success, time, and long-term planning. The dispositor Saturn is in a very supportive sextile to the moon. That's awesome, you guys. Reinforcing our efforts and intentions for the long haul. So things that you start or seed with this new moon in Capricorn on January 18th, these are things that can last years, a lifetime. Capricorn is a long time and really good for anything related to work, professional endeavors, self-authority, leadership, time management. That's all Capricorn as well. We also have, which I love, Uranus in a trine to the new moon. There will be many innovative, futuristic opportunities arising, especially in professional work and ways to serve the collective. All the inner planets are aligned with the new moon, meaning our minds, hearts, and actions are in sync and inspired to move forward in exciting new ways, both personally and professionally. So this really is a new moon. I mean, very kick-ass, you guys, for reflecting on what are your greatest dreams, what is your legacy, and what are you putting the action and energy needed to manifest them at this time. Love it, love it, love it. And we'll go through this new moon for each of the 12 signs when we get to that. So Capricorn, very strong an influence. Then the 19th, we have Aquarius season starting. And as I said earlier, by the end of the month, 5 planetary stellium in the sign of Aquarius. Weird, exciting, innovative, freedom-oriented, unpredictable, revolutionary. What other words? I mean, there's so many words you can use to describe Aquarius. This is exciting. This is we're moving forward. Now, the dispositor is Uranus at fallen Taurus still. So there's still that, but Pluto is in Aquarius. We will have Neptune move into Aries January 26th. And there's going to be some pretty intense energies the beginning of this Aquarius season at the end of January, because we will have conjunctions, multiple conjunctions with Pluto. Mercury conjunct Pluto on January 22nd. Pluto Cazimi, Sun conjunct Pluto on the 23rd. Mars conjunct Pluto on the 27th. Wow, wow, wow. Pluto transformation, death, rebirth, intensity. Can be volatile, shadow work as well. And Aquarius also deals with the financial markets, can also have to do with governments, the collective, world events, revolution, protest, shocking news, shocking events. I think we're going to have huge geopolitical changes this month and also going into February. And I've already made some of those predictions if you checked out my 2026 webinar. Unprecedented changes coming in, you guys. So I feel like this month, the beginning and middle of this month, very important to get yourself grounded and to get yourself ready, nervous system wise, for some of the things that are going to be happening. And of course, Pluto and Aquarius with Aquarius season as well. It's revealing the shadows of Aquarius. Also technology, AI, the truth about the financial systems, the truth about governance, freedom, the truth about freedom. Have we even been free? Right? What is going on with our freedoms? So, intense stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I will be with you all the way January, February this year, moving forward. I'm so excited just for this Gregorian year. It's going to be freaking wild. So let's get into readings for each of the 12 signs for this month. And let's start with our Aries. And where is my charts? Here it is. Okay. Aries, Aries, Aries. Hello, Aries. Are you ready for Neptune to enter your sign on January 26th and be there until, what is it, 2038? Wow. Very, very potent. Aries, you are going through a lot. We are also leading up to Saturn-Neptune conjunction in your sign, 0 degrees of Aries, February 20th. I'll do a whole separate video just on that. Stay tuned for that. But Aries, this is fated times for you. The beginning of this year, many Aries are going through very big life changes and realizations. January going into February and also March. Now, this month, we have the sun in Capricorn and planets in Capricorn transiting over your 10th astrological house for most of the month. So there is a very big highlight on your long-term goals, your work, your professional life, people that are older than you in life, such as your elders, your parents, your grandparents, teachers, figures like that. So this is a great month, Aries, to be really assessing your long-term goals, putting energy towards work as well. I love that you've got that new moon in Capricorn on the 18th. Really good new moon in Capricorn in your 10th house, Aries. This is great for any long-term goals related to your work, related to what you want to put out into the world and your legacy. So definitely set your intentions with that. We've got your planetary ruler Mars exalted in Capricorn until January 23rd. So this is really good for you guys. You can be feeling motivated. You can be feeling energized. I just made up a word there. You can actually be getting a lot done this month. Then we've got Mars, your ruler, ingressing into Aquarius on the 23rd, making you feel different. Maybe you're wanting to try new and unique things. It's good for you to be open and innovative and curious. You can be receiving a lot of downloads and new insights also with your ruler in Aquarius. So be open to those opportunities that do come up. We will have some intense aspects, including your planetary ruler. So Chiron, of course, is in your sign. Chiron will be in square to multiple planets in Capricorn at the start of the month, including your planetary ruler, Mars, in square to Chiron. Sorry, Aries, I just had to pause for a moment because I started to have a little bit of a coughing fit. Still getting my voice back. But I think I was just talking about the squares to Chiron and your ruler Mars being in square to Chiron on January 13th. We've also got your ruler Mars conjunct Pluto on January 23rd. So there are some intense aspects going on throughout the month where you may be feeling a little frustrated, a little bit on edge. There can be some triggers coming up, but know that these aspects are pushing you, okay, to your next level. They are up leveling you. So if there is anything that is a challenge coming up, this is something that I've been personally practicing lately, Aries. I know it's a lot easier to say than to actually practice, but if something is challenging or triggering, instead of going into, oh, why is this happening and this sucks, ask the universe, what is this teaching me? Universe, why is this showing up? What is the blessing behind this? And maybe you want to go into a little bit of silence or a little bit of meditation to receive that answer. Or maybe you want to pay attention to signs and synchronicities being presented to you, or your dream time as well. So, lots of transformation coming up for you big time this month, Aries. Let me know how you're all doing in the comments below. And big transits, we're going to talk about next month, Saturn and Neptune in your sign, Neptune entering your sign at the end of the month as well. So all of you Aries, whether you're an Aries sun, moon, or rising, over the course of the next years, and it'll be over 10 years, Neptune is in Aries, you will have Neptune conjunct your Aries placements. So I love, there's a website, drstanley.com. If you go into Google Neptune in Aries degree dates, you can see the exact dates where Neptune will be at certain signs and degrees to figure out where your Aries placements, when they will be in an exact conjunction to Neptune. So Neptune in your sign, this is a huge spiritual and creative activation for you, big time. We'll talk about that more. I'm going to do a separate Neptune re-entering Aries video. So sending lots of love your way, Aries, and have an absolutely fantastic month of January. Next, we've got our Taurus, sun, moon, and risings. How are we doing, Taurus? We've got most of the month, the sun transiting over your ninth house, thank God, out of Scorpio. That was very, very intense. I'm a fellow Taurus rising, and that was a doozy. Okay, so let me know, Tauruses, how you are all doing. But now that the sun is in Capricorn for most of the month, this is transiting over our ninth house, and we can have travel coming up. Many of us may be doing some foreign travel, higher learning. There can be legal matters coming up, publishing matters or opportunities coming up as well. It is a very good time, Tauruses, to be learning or teaching if you're stepping into a teaching role as well. And of course, the ninth house is also the house of luck and expansion. So it's nice that we've got a stellium of planets transiting over there for most of the month, very expansive. We've got our planetary ruler Venus in the sign of Capricorn until January 17th, and then moves into Aquarius. Venus, of course, in Capricorn, it is making us feel like, yeah, we need to take care of the practical side of life. We can feel more work oriented. A good time to be working, to be focusing on our goals, to be in discipline as well. With our ruler Venus in Capricorn, it is a good time to perhaps be starting a new discipline. And then, of course, Venus moves into Aquarius on January 17th, and we will have a big stellium of planets in Aquarius with our planetary ruler Venus. And Venus will actually be conjunct Pluto for the start of her transit in Aquarius, which will be intense, bringing up intense financial transformation for the whole collective, but also for each of us personally, big transformation, Pluto in our values, love life, committed relationships, pleasures and enjoyments in life. So as we get towards the second half of the month, we can actually be going through some very big transformation and life changes with our ruler Venus in conjunction to Pluto. We will have a new moon in Capricorn on January 18th happening in our ninth house. This is very, very nice. One of the most positive new moons of the year. Love it, love it, love it. So definitely set your intentions. Great new moon for us Taurus placements to set intentions around publishing, to set intentions around, ninth house is very underrated as well for creative pursuits, whether that is books or filmmaking, writing, putting your message out there, setting intentions around courses or legal matters or foreign travel, higher knowledge and wisdom as well. So love that one for us. And we've also got multiple nice Venus aspects throughout the month, even though there's some intense ones. Venus conjunct Mars on the 9th, Venus square Chiron on the 11th, and of course, Venus conjunct Pluto on the 20th. But overall, I love that we've got stellium of planets for most of the month transiting over our 9th, that beautiful new moon in our 9th. Venus, she's liking being in Capricorn. She also likes to be in Aquarius. Yes, it will be intense at the beginning with that conjunction to Pluto, but I am liking this energy for us, Taurus. So let me know how you're all doing. And I'm sending lots of cosmic love your way. Okay, Geminis, how is it going? We have got your planetary ruler Mercury in Capricorn until January 20th, then moves into Aquarius. So your planetary ruler is one of the planets a part of the big Capricorn stellium this month and also going to be a part of the big Aquarius stellium this month as well. Very close to the sun, Mercury this month. And speaking of the sun, we've got the sun transiting over your 8th house in the sign of Capricorn for most of the month until the 19th, stellium of planets in Capricorn as well. The 8th house is the Scorpio ruled areas of life. So this is all about Geminis, transformation, death, rebirth, merged resources, our resources with others, sex, intimacy, our psychic abilities, the hidden side of life. So it can be an intense month. Okay, there can be with Capricorn in your 8th house and a stellium of planets transiting over there and Jupiter opposing it. There can be Geminis, maybe some reality checks. Oh, geez, Louise, I've still got the symbol for Aries. Sorry, you guys. Some reality checks. I just changed it to Gemini around your shadow side, okay, or around sex, intimacy, your love partners, your own empowerment. This is a very transformational month that is really good for doing personal, spiritual, psychic, psychological, self development work, big time. With all those transiting planets in Capricorn over your 8th, maybe you're going to the next level in a relationship or maybe even with a work partner, Capricorn. I love that we have a new moon in Capricorn, one of the best new moons of the year, happening in your 8th house on January 18th. So, Geminis, this is a fantastic new moon for setting intentions around all of those 8th house themes. Our soulmate relationships, our hidden side of life, our merged resources, hidden money, such as investments, inheritances. It is very empowering as well. So maybe you want to set intentions around your own personal development, your own healing journey. Great for all of that. Love this energy for you guys. And we do have some intense aspects throughout the month with your planetary ruler. Mercury will be square Chiron on the 16th, will be conjunct Mars on the 18th, and conjunct Pluto on the 22nd. So I feel like this is a theme for a lot of the signs actually this month, going through some really big shifts, up level, and transformation. Just also with the transiting planets over your 8th house in Capricorn, just let go of what doesn't serve you anymore, Geminis. The more that you hold on to, if there's toxicity, if there is any, which can be Scorpio, or fears, if there are any, the harder it's going to be. Okay. The more that you just surrender, be in the North Node in Pisces and surrender to let go of what needs to be let go of, it can be a lot more effortless. So, really big insights coming in for you guys. Can even be very big relationship changes, financial changes as well. Let me know what's going on with all y'all Geminis. We do have lots of nice Mercury aspects as well throughout the month, which is really great. So, sending lots of cosmic love your way and have an absolutely magical month of January. Next, we've got our Cancers, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Risings. How is it going? How are you guys feeling? This month, you are having the Sun in Capricorn transiting for most of the month in Capricorn over your seventh house, stellium of planets in Capricorn over your seventh house. And then when all those planets move into Aquarius, that will be a stellium of planets in your eighth house. Very intense and transformative. While you've got the transiting planets in Capricorn in your seventh, this is a month that is very much in alignment for you to be looking at your committed relationships, your aesthetic and value. Maybe some of you Cancers will actually be getting some reality checks in your relationships. And Capricorn also is one of the signs that has to do with karma. So there can be good karma coming in with the other people in your life, or even good karma happening to the people around you. Or if there's been some funny business, some things that have not been in alignment, some challenging karma and tests and lessons coming up. I think you are going through a test in your relationships this month, Cancer, whether that is love, whether that is work, whether that is friends, or just overall theme of other people in your life. There's likely a lot going on with the other people in your life this month, for sure. And with Capricorn in your seventh house, you may be asked to be in a very supportive, practical, kind of dependable role for those around you. Just be mindful, Cancers, of not draining your energy, have your boundaries up. We do have a beautiful new moon in Capricorn on January 18th, one of the best new moons of the year, happening in your seventh house. So, this is a great new moon, Cancers, if you are single, to maybe be doing some love manifestations. Okay, put yourself out there. Many Cancers around that new moon, maybe you will be starting a new relationship, meeting a new lover. This could be in love. This could also be a new relationship or merging in work as well, or commitments. So, fantastic new moon to be setting intentions around relationships, work commitments, and also your personal aesthetic, which the seventh house of Libra rules. We've got Jupiter retrograde in your sign for the whole month and will be retrograde from 20 degrees to 17 degrees of Cancer. So if you have any placements between 20 to 17 degrees of Cancer, you will have Jupiter exactly conjunct your natal placement, which is actually generally a very lucky thing. Okay, Cancers. So curious to hear from all your Cancers how you found this Jupiter in Cancer transit for you that we've been going through since June of last year. Of course, Jupiter is retrograde now at the moment and will be retrograde until March 20th. So yes, it can still be positive upliftment and development and expansion, but when he's retrograde in Cancer, this is more in our personal lives, personal positive growth, or personal life blessings as well. So be open to those things coming up. Sending lots of love your way, Cancers. Have an absolutely magical month of January, and I'll see you all very soon. Okay, next we are moving to our Leo Sun, Moon, and Risings. How are our Leo lions doing out there? Leos, we've got your planetary ruler in the sign of Capricorn for most of the month until the 19th, 20th, depending on where you are in the world. The sun is transiting, of course, over your sixth house with a stellium of planets in Capricorn also transiting over your sixth house. So this is an amazing month until the 19th, in particular, Leos, for focusing on your health, your day-to-day routines, organization, workspace, office space. This is an amazing month, Leo. Did I just call you guys Capricorns? I meant to call you Leos if I did call you Capricorns. This is an amazing month to be maybe setting new health goals or starting new health regimens, or you might even be having a breakthrough in a new health or fitness regimen that you've already been going through. Remember, Capricorn is rewards through hard work and discipline. Okay. So, yes, there are procedures that you can get to look a certain way or to lose weight, all that kind of stuff. But Capricorn teaches us that the best things that last into the long term, they actually take work, they actually take discipline, they actually take self reflection, right? Great month for work as well. And you've got new moon in Capricorn on January 18th happening in your sixth house. One of the best new moons of the year. Fantastic time to set intentions around your health, work, pets, day-to-day routines, organization. Love this for you guys. And we've got lots of sun conjunctions happening this month. Kazimis with your planetary ruler. Venus Kazimi on the 6th, Mars Kazimi on the 8th, Mercury Kazimi on the 21st, and Pluto Kazimi on the 23rd. So, the sun, of course, your planetary ruler, does deal with our higher consciousness and our higher heart as well. So I feel like there are a lot of truths being revealed to you this month, Leo, and you are going through a lot of up level in terms of who you are meant to be out in the world, who you know that you truly are, and sharing that. And big transformations, especially around near the end of the month with that Pluto Kazimi, which can be a little bit intense, but be open to what it has to offer you. Very, very powerful medicine. Sending lots of love your way, Leos. Have an absolutely magical month of January, and I'll see you guys later. Next, we've got our Virgos. Virgos, how are we doing? Your planetary ruler, of course, is in Capricorn until January 20th, and then it moves into Aquarius. Mercury likes to be in these signs. Nothing wrong with those placements. And of course, is a part of a stellium of planets in the sign of Capricorn transiting over your fifth house. Woohoo! So for most of this month, you have a stellium of planets transiting over your fifth house of the Leo ruled areas of life, of fun and play and creativity and showcasing your gifts and talents, and children, celebration. So this can actually be a month, Virgos, where I feel like you all may be faring a lot better than many of the other signs. You can be feeling really good and happy and playful. And it is a good month for you to incorporate more fun and play and creativity. And with Capricorn being in your fifth house, okay, Capricorn, we know, is all about discipline and hard work, among many other things. This is a month, Virgo, which is fantastic for you to translate some of your gifts and talents into the spotlight, into your professional life. Okay. I love that we have a beautiful new moon in Capricorn happening on January 18th in your fifth house. Fantastic new moon to be setting intentions around your relationship to fun, play, creativity, your inner child, your gifts and talents, work, okay, entrepreneurship, uh, bringing more creativity into your work, bringing more play into your legacy, who you really are. Maybe you're a Virgo that wants to start having children or working with children. Capricorn in the fifth can also be working with children. Anything having to do with the children is the fifth house as well. So beautiful new moon in your fifth. And we do have some funky aspects going on throughout the month with your planetary ruler, Mercury square Chiron on the 16th. Mercury conjunct Mars on the 18th, Mercury conjunct Pluto on the 22nd. A lot of the signs are going to be affected by some of these more intense aspects, which are up-leveling us and inviting us to go through very big transformations. I think It's very suiting. The rest of the year is going to be, particularly the rest of the beginning of this Gregorian year of 2026, is going to be very intense. So this up level is welcome. This cleansing out is very welcome, Virgos. And yeah, overall, I really like this month for you. And I think it's very important for you to follow your heart, your passions, and your gifts and your inner child. Lots of really good Mercury aspects as well. So sending lots of cosmic love your way, and have an absolutely magical month of January. Next, we've got our lovely Libras. Libras, how are we doing out there? Have a sip of my tea before we get into the Libra horoscope. Libras, you have the sun in Capricorn and a stellium of planets in Capricorn transiting over your fourth house for most of the month, bringing a big emphasis on your home, family, emotions, personal life, property, and real estate as well. Your planetary ruler, Venus, is in the sign of Capricorn until January 7th and then moves into Aquarius. Venus in Capricorn is making you feel maybe more disciplined than usual. You want to put in some hard work, get things done. And when Venus is, of course, in Aquarius, this can be very innovative, exciting, unpredictable as well. Very important to stay open during that transit. I do think many Tauruses and Libras ruled by Venus, of course, will be going through some very big transformations around the end of the month when our planetary ruler Venus is in a conjunction to the planet Pluto. So Libras, have no fear. If we get closer to the end of the month around January 20th and you're like, what the hell is going on right now? It feels very intense. There could be some shadow work coming up, very big transformation or life changes, because Venus, your ruler, is in exact conjunction to Pluto, in an influence for the whole end of the month. So go with the flow of what is coming up for you. Let go of what needs to be let go, in particular when it comes to your relationships, finances, work, and your values. Yeah, so I like the energy of this month for you, Libras. Let me know how you are all feeling. Definitely make time for good self-care, home and family time with that stellium of planets transiting over your fourth for most of the month. And then when the planets move into Aquarius, stellium of planets in your fifth house of fun, creativity, your gifts and talents, which is a nice, very big uplifting energy as we go into February. Sending lots of cosmic love your way, Libras. Have an absolutely magical month of January, and I'll see you all soon. Okay, next we've got my fellow Scorpios. Scorpios, how are we doing out there? 2026. We're still surviving. We're still thriving. Scorpios, we are starting off January, and for most of the month of January, we have a stellium of planets in Capricorn transiting over our third house. So the third house ruled areas of life are very, very highlighted. We're also going to have new moon in Capricorn on January 18th happening in our third house. And what is the third house all about? This is the house of communication and our local community, signing documents, the written word, short distance travel, learning, friends, siblings, cousins. All that third house stuff is very in alignment to be paying attention to. Now, I love Scorpios that we have Capricorn in the third house. And something that the third house is actually really underrated for is it is one of the houses of business and marketing. Of course, many people know that it's social media, but it is marketing as well. So this is really good with these planets transiting in Capricorn over our third for changes in business that maybe have to do with how we're marketing ourselves, how we're utilizing social media. I think this is a great month to make a side hustle a full-time gig, or to maybe be starting a side hustle, to be doing some entrepreneurship, leadership, having important conversations, whether that's professionally or personally as well. And also creating some sort of commitment or discipline in your local community or your local day to day environment can be really good with these transits. We've got our traditional ruler Mars exalted in Capricorn until the 23rd. Woohoo! So we can be feeling good, energized, we're ready to get things done. Then Mars moves into Aquarius on the 23rd, making us feel a lot more uh, innovative, weird, eccentric, trippy dippy. So, Mars in Capricorn is, I think, really good for work, really good for getting ourselves organized at the beginning of this Gregorian New Year. We do have some intense aspects throughout the month. We've got our traditional ruler Mars square Chiron on January 13th. And we've also got our two rulers, Mars and Pluto conjunct on January 23rd. So, wow, wow, wow. Red alert, Scorpios, January 23rd. And the days surrounding that are a red alert. Okay. We could have a little bit more moodiness, emotional volatility, conflict. I'm not trying to create that for any of us, just reading the astrology. Okay. So, if things are a little bit haywire or wonky around the end of the month, it's because our two very intense planetary rulers are in a conjunction. Okay, so take it easy. Don't overstress yourself. Don't overbook yourself closer to the end of the month. And I love that we've got that new moon in Capricorn on January 18th in our third house. Fantastic new moon, one of the best new moons out of the whole year to be setting intentions. For us, it's in the third house areas of how we communicate, business, marketing, cars, gadgets, short distance travel, and also our relationships with friends and siblings as well. So, sending lots of love your way, Scorpios. Let me know how you're all doing and see you all very soon. Next, we move to our Sagittarius, Saggy Waggy. Okay, Sagittarius, how is it going? We've got this month of January a stellium of planets transiting over your second house in the sign of Capricorn and also in your third house in the sign of Aquarius. So, from the beginning of that month all the way until the 19th, we are in Capricorn season. And Capricorn, of course, in your second house of values, finances, pleasure, and enjoyments in life, how we feel good, also our physical possessions and resources. So, this is actually a really good month, Sagittarius, for you to be being disciplined and organized, having to do with your finances. I love this month for you for budgeting, for taking stock of where you're at with your resources. Now, I am not a financial advisor, Saggy Waggies, but as an astrologer, I will tell you that this is very good astrology. But plus, we've got your planetary ruler, Jupiter, even though he's retrograde in the eighth house, the other money house. This is a very good month for you to be taking stock of where your resources are. Okay, we are going through a lot of financial changes. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but use your own discernment with that. So, yeah, things, of course, of physical value are very good to have your hands on. If you can catch my drift, I think most of you know what I'm talking about. Beautiful new moon in Capricorn on January 18th in your second house. This is best new moon of the year for you to be setting intentions having to do with abundance, finances, pleasure, and enjoyments in life as well. I can see many Saggies this month maybe starting to make more money. And for many of you, maybe it's felt like a long time coming. Capricorn, of course, can be things that take a long time or things that take hard work. So there can be some fruits from your labors that are really coming forward. Also, a good month to be maybe starting an independent business or a side hustle, entrepreneurship. Capricorn in the second house as well. And we've got your planetary ruler Jupiter retrograde in the sign of Cancer and making oppositions to the Capricorn planets. So, Jupiter oppositions, yes, there's challenge that can come with that because it makes everything bigger. Uh, But Jupiter is a benefic planet. So this can also be very lucky and blessed for you as well. I would invite you, Sagittarius, also this month with the stellium of planets in Capricorn transiting over your second, to look at your physical resources or physical possessions, what is needed and what is not needed, and maybe do some purging, cleansing, letting some stuff go, cleaning out house to make space for new energies. After the sun is in Capricorn, of course, we start Aquarius season, and we will have a big fat stellium of planets in Aquarius transiting over your third house, highlighting your communication, day-to-day contacts, marketing, and your local neighborhood. And of course, with Aquarius in your third house, there can be some very fun, exciting, unpredictable day-to-day events coming up for you. Very good time during Aquarius season, starting on the 19th, to be spending with friends, with siblings in your local community networking as well. So I am really liking this energy this month for you, Saggies. Let me know how you're feeling, what your intentions are in the comments, if you feel like sharing them. And I'm sending lots of cosmic love your way. Next, we move to our Cappies, Capricorns. How are we doing? Happy birthday to all of our January Capricorns out there. I am personally surrounded by Capricorns. I have like almost every single family member is a Capricorn, friends that are Capricorns, people in my life are Capricorns. So I know all about you guys. Okay. Also got my moon in Capricorn and Capricorn stellium in my chart. This is a very powerful January Capricorn season. Okay. And yes, there are some challenges that are coming with it, but isn't that part of being a Capricorn? Capricorns is we learn the value of life. We learn the value of things through the challenges and the hard lessons. Now, this is not anything that we can't handle. You have survived Pluto in your sign, which most signs will not experience in their lifetime. Only 1/4 of people will experience that in any given lifetime. So nothing even comes close to that. And to be honest with you guys, if I'm ever talking with you about, oh, there's maybe this little challenging thing over here, there's this little adversity over here, I don't want you to be getting Pluto and Capricorn PTSD. Okay. You can handle it. And I'm getting the spiritual message right now for Capricorns in general that you are going to be one of the signs in the Gregorian year of 2026 that is actually going to have your shit together the most, okay, for lack of a better term. And you are going to be kind of like, I'm seeing intuitively, us Capricorn placements, we're like holding down the fort. What's that saying? We're holding down the line, because this is going to be a very intense year. And it's one thing to talk about it, right, Capricorns? It's one thing to be like, yeah, there's going to be historical world events and there's going to be this government collapsing over here. And I hate that I have to censor myself here on YouTube and Rumble, but not censored on my website if you want to check out my memberships that just launched. But sorry, I digress. It's one thing to actually talk about things that are going to happen, but when it actually happens, a lot of people get really tripped out and some people can even fall apart. But what I'm feeling spiritually, Capricorn, is you are not going to fall apart. You have stood the test of time. You are a Capricorn, first of all, and you survived Pluto in Capricorn, which was gnarly. Okay. So there's just like this really strong message coming through. And it's interesting because I didn't really get a very super strong intuitive message like to this extent for any of the other signs like I'm getting for you guys. Know that you will fare well. And it's not that you're better than any of the other signs or you're more favored than any of the other signs. You've already gone through tests and initiations that most of the other signs have not gone through in this lifetime. So know that as we enter this Gregorian year of 2026, and it is going to be actual very big world changes that you are going to see, you can handle it, and you are actually going to be holding it down for others. And there may be moments where you're like, in this month of January or February or March or April in particular, these are the really intense months of 2026. There may be moments where you're like, how am I handling this so well? Is there something wrong with me? Like, why am I not freaking out right now? That is actually a blessing. Okay. So, speaking of that, with a stellium of planets in our sign transiting over our first house, this is a very big point of self realization, transformation. There can be very big life changes, realizations, and opportunities coming forward. And I invite you, Capricorns, to take stock of where you're at and get as grounded and rooted as possible in what is in alignment for you. Again, I'm hearing Spirit say this over and over and over again. You are going to be one of the signs that is holding it down for all of the other signs. So, Spirit is saying, please get as rooted and grounded as possible in preparation for January, February, March, April in particular, these very, very intense months. In saying that, we do have your ruler Saturn finally at the end of Pisces, thank God, conjunct Neptune still at home in Pisces. So there can be a lot of continued endings and dissolving of things that no longer serve. But just know, Capricorn, this is our last full month of Saturn in Pisces. February 13th, Saturn moves into Aries. This is a very different energy. And even though Saturn is at fall in Aries, I am way more excited about Saturn in Aries than Saturn in Pisces. I'll talk about that in a whole separate video. Okay. So there's a lot going on for you. There is a lot of cleansing. There is a lot of up level. There is a lot of invitation for you to ground even deeper. But just know that you are very, very, very supported right now. New moon in Capricorn on January 18th, happening in our first house, which aren't we lucky, because even though the moon is at detriment in Capricorn, we have one of the best new moons of the year. So this new moon in Capricorn, January 18th, is an amazing new moon to launch something, to start something new, set your intentions. Okay, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Love you all very much. Sending lots of cosmic love your way. You can handle this, Capricorns. Okay, don't lose it on me. Just kidding. I know you guys aren't going to lose it on me. Have an absolutely magical month, and I will see you all very soon. Okay, Aquarians. Sun, moon, and rising Aquarians. How are we doing out there? We have, for most of the month, a stellium of planets in the sign of Capricorn transiting over your 12th astrological house. So, for a lot of the month, Aquarius, you can actually be feeling quite sensitive, reflective, like you're wanting to be behind the scenes. You're wanting to take it easy. You may want to be in isolation in your own space. And this is a good thing, okay? Because with the sun, Mercury, Mars, also Venus, also new moon in your 12th house, this is about slow down, take sacred pause, make time for deep rest, healing, and reflection. It's also a great month for any sort of spiritual or creative pursuits. Some of you Aquarians may be traveling to a faraway distant land or even visiting sacred sites. Those are all ruled by the 12th house. And pay attention to your dreams, okay? I love with Capricorn in your 12th house that some of you may, if you're not already, be starting to do some behind the scenes work. What do I mean by that? 12th house behind the scenes kind of work is like filmmakers or photographers or music producers, people that do work behind the scenes, but then you see the end product at a later time. Or some of you guys may even start doing some sort of work from home, whether that's full time or part time. It is a good month to make your personal space sacred, to feel like your home is in a temple. Make sure you're being nourished by spending time alone and in your personal spaces. This is our last full Gregorian month of your traditional ruler, Saturn in Pisces and conjunct Neptune at home in Pisces. So thank God for that. That has been bringing a lot of possible dissolving, letting going, lots of clearing work for the Capricorns and Aquarius ruled by Saturn, and can even bring some confusion or weird illusions coming up to the surface that you may have been going through the past 3 years. I love that the new moon in Capricorn on January 18th. Not only is it one of the best new moons of the year, but it's in a trine to your modern day ruler, Uranus. So this is a fantastic new moon in your 12th house. Great new moon to be maybe like making a vision board, doing some visualization, meditation, spiritual ceremony. That's all 12th house. Setting your intention or starting a new creative pursuit, starting a new spiritual discipline. Capricorn in the 12th house. Love this energy for you. Very magical month, Aquarius. Then, of course, we have a stellium of planets moving into your sign by the end of the month in your first house. And happy birthday, by the way, to all our January Aquarians. All of those planets transiting into your first house, you're feeling like, okay, you're more wanting to go out into the world, be social, be around people. So honor your sensitivities until the 19th and take things easy. Don't force anything. And you're coming in with a bang when we go into Aquarius season. We'll be talking about that more coming up. Sending lots of cosmic love your way, and have an absolutely magical month of January. Okay, Pisces, last but not least, it's our magical Pisces. Happy January. How are we doing? For most of the month, you have a stellium of planets in the sign of Capricorn transiting over your 11th house, highlighting your long-term wishes, goals, dreams, your community, group associations, networking. This is an amazing month, Pisces, to be networking, to be going out into groups, to be going into like-minded community. You can meet some new friends. You may even start working, Capricorn, in the 11th house with a new group or with a new community, or starting work with friends, the 11th house. Your friendships are going through an up level and going through a big transformation as well. So I love also that we have a new moon in Capricorn on January 18th happening in your 11th house. And I always love whenever somebody has a new moon in the 11th house, because the 11th house is our long-term wishes, goals, hopes, and it's also gains. So new moon in the 11th house is actually a very auspicious time to set your intentions, to start something new. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Also, with the stellium of planets in Capricorn in your 11th, this is a great time to maybe be utilizing more technology or AI, social media, if you want to, into your work. And when we have the stellium of planets moving into Aquarius by the end of the month, that is in your 12th house, your home house of Pisces. You may be feeling a lot more reflective or sensitive. I mean, you are the most sensitive sign after all. But it's definitely more of a social out there vibe beginning in mid-month, and more going behind the scenes into your inner world once we have those stellium of planets transiting over your 12th house. Your modern day ruler, Neptune, is at home in your sign until January 26th. And then we are done. And then we are done with Neptune and Pisces. I think a lot of you Pisces are going to be very relieved by that. This has not been an easy transit, even though Neptune is, of course, your ruler and at home in your sign. I think a lot of you, excuse me, I have to cough. Sorry, you guys, I'm just getting over a little bit of I'm calling it a cleansing that I've been going through. A lot of you with Neptune and Pisces have been going through really big karmic undoing and healing and confusion and illusions coming up to the surface and major issues. So thank goodness Neptune is moving out of your sign into Aries. You're going to feel a lot clearer, see things clearer, feel more energized as well. I'm just feeling like a weight being lifted from you all. So that's very good news for this month of January. Mark your dates, January 26th, Neptune leaves your sign and moves into Aries. Very excited to share that with you all, Pisces. Sending lots of cosmic love your way, and have an absolutely magical month of January. Okay, well, if you've made it this far, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. This month of January is going to be one for the history books, actually, the whole next few months. So, very excited to be with you on this journey. Really appreciate all of your support over here on my Meg Moonbeam YouTube and Rumble channels. If you'd like to, go check out my new memberships at megmoonbeam.com, my premium membership, and also my Astrology Club membership. So very excited to be offering those over on my website now. And I do offer personal astrology readings as well, available at megmoonbeam.com. And I have my 2026 webinar for all 12 signs and the collective, over 12 hours long, still available at megmoonbeam.com. Sending lots of love your way. Happy January 2026. Happy 2026. And I will see you all very, very soon. Mwah. Bye, everybody.